Chapter 5. The Price of Waiting. What you don't do can cost more than what you do. There is a cost that almost everyone understands. The cost of action, the cost of investing, the cost of taking a risk, the cost of making a mistake, the cost of trying something that doesn't work. Most people are very aware of these costs. They analyze them, calculate them, debate them, worry about them. They ask questions like, what if I fail? What if I lose money? What if I make the wrong decision? What if it doesn't work? And because they are so focused on the potential cost of action, they rarely stop to consider something equally important: the cost of inaction, the cost of waiting, the cost of hesitation, the cost of postponing a decision that needs to be made, the cost of remaining exactly where you are. This cost is rarely discussed, yet in many cases, it is far greater than the cost of action itself. Because while action carries risk, waiting carries consequences. And unlike the risks of action, the consequences of waiting are often invisible. They accumulate quietly, slowly, year after year, until one day, the true cost becomes impossible to ignore. Think about how many opportunities disappear because someone waited too long. How many businesses were never started? How many investments were never made? How many careers were never pursued? How many dreams remained ideas instead of realities? Not because they were impossible, but because action was delayed. This is one of the greatest wealth lessons high performers understand. They do not merely calculate the cost of acting. They calculate the cost of not acting. And that simple shift changes everything. Pause for a moment and imagine two people. Both discover the same opportunity. Both possess similar skills. Both have access to similar resources. The first person decides to act. The second person decides to wait. At first, their lives look almost identical. A week passes. No major difference. A month passes. Still no dramatic change. A year passes. The gap begins to appear. 5 years pass. The gap becomes significant. 10 years pass. The difference becomes extraordinary. Why? Because opportunities compound. Experience compounds. Knowledge compounds. Relationships compound. Confidence compounds. And all of these benefits belong to the person who started, not the person who waited. This is the hidden mathematics of success. Time magnifies decisions. Small delays eventually become large distances. A single year of hesitation rarely feels significant, but 10 years of hesitation can completely alter a life. Think about this for a moment. If someone delays learning a valuable skill for 5 years, what is the true cost? It's not merely 5 years. It's 5 years of missed opportunities, 5 years of lost experience, 5 years of unrealized income, 5 years of relationships that never formed, 5 years of growth that never occurred. The cost becomes much larger than the delay itself. This is known as opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is one of the most powerful concepts in wealth creation. It is the price you pay for the opportunities you never pursue, the opportunities you delay, the opportunities you avoid, the opportunities you talk about but never act upon. And unlike visible expenses, opportunity costs rarely appear on a bill. You never receive an invoice for the business you didn't start. You never receive a statement showing the investment you didn't make. You never receive a notification displaying the opportunities you missed, which is why most people underestimate their impact. The losses remain invisible, yet they are often enormous. Imagine planting a tree. One person plants today. Another person waits 10 years. When both eventually decide they want shade, who benefits more? The person who started. Not because they were smarter, not because they were luckier, but because they understood something simple. Growth requires time, and time only helps those who begin. This principle applies to nearly every area of life: health, relationships, knowledge, business, investing, personal development. The rewards often belong to those who start before they feel ready. Which brings us to one of the greatest hidden obstacles to action: fear. Most people believe fear appears as fear. They imagine fear looks obvious, dramatic, easy to identify. But in reality, fear is often far more subtle. Fear frequently disguises itself as logic. Fear disguises itself as caution. Fear disguises itself as preparation. Fear disguises itself as waiting for the perfect moment. Listen carefully to the conversations many people have with themselves. I need more information. I'll start next month. I'll wait until things settle down. I just need a little more confidence. I'll move when the timing is better. On the surface, these statements sound reasonable. Sometimes they are, but often they are something else. Fear wearing the mask of intelligence. Fear wearing the mask of responsibility. Fear wearing the mask of logic. This is what can be called fear's invisible tax. A tax paid by those who postpone action. A tax paid through missed opportunities. A tax paid through delayed growth. A tax paid through unrealized potential. And unlike financial taxes, this one compounds over time. The longer fear remains in control, the larger the cost becomes. Here's something strange about human psychology. People often assume confidence comes before action. They believe successful people feel certain before they begin. They believe confident people possess some special emotional advantage. But the reality is often the opposite. Confidence rarely comes first. Action comes first. Confidence follows. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. Did confidence appear before the first attempt? Of course not. Confidence emerged after repeated attempts, after mistakes, after experience, after evidence. The same pattern appears everywhere. Entrepreneurs gain confidence through building. Public speakers gain confidence through speaking. Athletes gain confidence through training. Leaders gain confidence through leading. Confidence is usually the result, not the prerequisite. This is why waiting to feel confident often becomes a trap, because confidence is produced by action, not the other way around. Action creates clarity. Remember that phrase. Action creates clarity. Many people believe clarity comes before action, but most of the time, clarity comes because of action. You learn by doing. You discover by moving. You improve by participating. Action creates clarity. Think about every major achievement in your life. Were all the answers available before you started? Probably not. Did certainty arrive first? Probably not. More likely, you gained understanding as you progressed. You learned what worked. You learned what didn't. You adjusted. You adapted. You improved. The path became visible because you walked it. Action creates clarity. This principle becomes especially important when pursuing wealth. Many people spend years searching for the perfect plan, the perfect strategy, the perfect investment, the perfect opportunity. Meanwhile, others move forward imperfectly and learn through experience. And over time, the imperfect action takers often outperform the perfect planners. Not because they are smarter, because they created evidence. Evidence changes belief. This is one of the most powerful psychological truths in the entire book. Action produces evidence. Evidence strengthens belief. Belief fuels further action. Further action creates more evidence. And eventually, momentum is born. Momentum is a remarkable force. Once it begins, progress feels easier. Opportunities appear more frequently. Confidence increases. Decisions become simpler. Not because reality changed, because you changed, because movement replaced hesitation, because evidence replaced doubt, because action replaced fear. Action creates clarity. The successful understand this. They know they do not need every answer before beginning. They simply need enough certainty to take the next step, then the next, then the next. And over time, those small actions create extraordinary outcomes. Consider the difference between someone who spends 10 years thinking about a business and someone who spends 10 years building one. The builder possesses experience, skills, relationships, lessons, insights, momentum. The thinker possesses theories. One has evidence, the other has possibilities, and evidence is far more powerful. Pause for a moment and think about an area of your life where you've been waiting. Perhaps it's a goal, a project, a conversation, a decision, a dream. Now ask yourself, what is waiting costing me? Not emotionally, not theoretically, specifically. What opportunities am I missing? What skills am I delaying? What relationships am I postponing? What growth am I avoiding? What future am I pushing further away? These questions matter because awareness creates urgency, and urgency creates movement. The purpose is not to create anxiety. The purpose is to create perspective, because time will pass regardless. The question is whether progress will accompany it. The years are moving. The months are moving. The days are moving. The opportunity is not waiting. Life is already happening. And every day presents a choice. Move forward, or remain still. Act, or postpone. Create momentum, or create delay. The successful understand that action is not the absence of fear. It is movement despite fear. It is progress despite uncertainty. It is commitment despite incomplete information. And because of that, they gain something extraordinary. Momentum. Momentum becomes confidence. Confidence becomes belief. Belief becomes identity. Identity becomes destiny. Action creates clarity. Action creates clarity. Action creates clarity. The more deeply this principle becomes part of your life, the less power hesitation has over you. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You start creating progress. You stop asking whether you're ready. You start becoming ready through action. You stop letting fear make decisions. You start letting purpose make decisions. And that shift changes everything. You now understand the hidden cost of waiting. You understand opportunity cost. You understand fear's invisible tax. You understand that action creates evidence and evidence strengthens belief. But another question remains. If action creates momentum, if momentum creates confidence, if movement creates opportunity, then what happens when action is combined with excellence? What happens when consistent action is matched with mastery? What happens when progress becomes a lifestyle? Because the greatest rewards do not belong merely to those who act. They belong to those who act with extraordinary standards. You have learned the cost of hesitation. Now it's time to discover the power of excellence. And that brings us to the next chapter.